Okay, number 16 on the Chapter 4 practice test. Determine the vertices and the foci of the graph x squared over 36 minus y squared over 25 equals 1. How do we determine the vertices for this equation? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to recognize what kind of an equation, what kind of conic is this first? Is it an ellipse? Is it a parabola, hyperbola, or is it a circle? Well, we know that it's an x squared and a y squared. So we know it's not a parabola. And the big thing we see here is that we got a minus sign. If we got that minus sign and we have an x squared and a y squared on the same side, we know it is a hyperbola. So again, you need to look at that sheet that we have, and you're going to notice that it is a standard equation of a hyperbola. Again, we're looking at this one right here. There's a minus sign in between. X squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. There's a minus sign. Again, compare that to the other ones. Let's look at that really quick. So if we look at the standard equation of a circle, that's an x squared plus y squared. And the standard equation of an ellipse is an x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared. So again, we know right away now that this is a hyperbola. And to find it for hyperbola, let's again look at what we have here. We know it's this one right here, x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. So let's look at that original equation. So it has an x squared first. So it's x squared here. We can see our vertices are for negative a and positive a. So again, it says v1 and v2 right there if you have your little sheet. That's negative a and positive a. And that's for the x values, negative a0, a0. So let's look at this one right now. So let's determine what a is in here. If a squared equals 36, then a would be plus or minus 6. And again, that would be for the x value. That would be for the x value. So I'm looking for vertices where it's plus or minus 6 in the x value and 0 in the y value. Well, it looks like as you can look here, you can see there's only one choice where it has plus or minus 6 in the x value. Let's just keep going a little bit farther here. Let's try to find the foci of the graph here too. How do I find the foci? Well, again, looking at this equation, we know that a is 6 and b would be the square root of 25, which would be 5. To find the foci, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So that would be 36 plus 25, which is 61. So c is the square root of 61. Again, we know that the foci will also be on the value where it's bigger. So it'll be on the x-axis here. So we're looking for foci where they're on the x-axis. So again, the foci here, it's on plus or minus square root of 61. That is on the x-axis.